search and seizure operations can only be conducted by the investigation
wing.
Here you can enter someone's residential premise as well. You can seize cash and survey is a limited sort of action where you can only go to someone's business premises and cannot seize their cash.
Okay.
So you can say it's a toned down version of search and seizure operation. So that are also being conducted. I have conducted some as an assisting officer.
Kavinder ji, so जो आप training phase आपका खत्म हुआ होगा, उसके बाद जो first posting आपकी रही थी was the Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax, Corporate and Non-Corporate Tax Assessment. So what was a typical day looking like जब आपने वहाँ पे step in किया and क्या-क्या आप वहाँ पे responsibilities hold करते थे?
So these were two postings, non-corporate then corporate, but essentially the job profile was the same. So I'll cover them together. So one assessment officer, the Deputy Commissioner of Corporate or North or Corporate Circle is assessing officer typically. So my primary job was to look at the returns of 100 or so cases which were allotted to me within a year. So there's a time barring. These cases are time barred cases. That means on 31st of December or 31st of March, they'll get time barred. Before that, I have to complete these assessment cases. So primarily my job was that to look at their financials, their ITRs, and understand their cases. There would be some reasons because they were picked. On the basis of those reasons, I have to evaluate whether escapement of income is there or not. So as I mentioned earlier as well, it's financial accounting, financial, legal job. So that was my job. While working there, typically I was assisted by 2-3 inspectors and other official staff, clerical staff. I would report typically to a joint commissioner or additional commissioner, and in turn that joint commissioner or additional commissioner will report to a PCIT. So apart from assessment, which was the bulk of the job, let's say 80% of the job, there are other things which are parallelly running. So there, one thing is that refund. As you know, many SSCs who have not got their refund, the processing of their refund was also through me. So they'll put their request. Then there was other part, that is rectification. So there might be some orders, some assessment orders where there might be some error. So that is also rectified as per the provision of Income Tax Act. That was also I was taking up. Then there must be some cases in litigation. Like my predecessor must have passed certain orders which are under litigation with Commissioner Appeals or ITT or even High Court. So a part of my job was to understand those cases from the past and prepare scrutiny reports on them. And then certain cases will be within the litigation where the case has been set aside to me. Upon set asiding, that means their case has been sent back to me. Again, they became an assessment case for me. So largely this was my job. Then additionally, I was also looking after the collection of taxes. So that is also, we have to monitor the our tax base. We have to see whether we are growing, because government sets the target. So that target is percolated to the circles. So I have to check that if my targets are increasing by the projection or not. So that is also a job that we have to do. Connected to that, our job was to conduct outreaches as well. So outreaches
what are these outreach programs?
So outreach is not mandatory for us to do, but outreach is recently being very stressed upon by the establishment, by the department, because it is encouraging people to come up and pay due taxes. So we conducted 2-3 outreach programs. When I was assessing officer of Chandni Chowk, we conducted 2-3 outreach programs. So some may be general outreach program where we are taking an open jeep, we are with a loudspeaker, we are motivating everyone to file taxes, that the date of filing self-assessment tax is coming up, date of filing your TDS returns are coming up. So we encourage them like this. And there were some which were very specific, like there's a huge billion trader community business in Chandni Chowk. So we conducted one for them. So the idea is to find those sectors where you feel taxes are not as per the the business
Sizes,
movement
probably.
And business size and activity. So you just encourage them. So outreach is out and out encouragement to the people, telling them, sensitizing them. We tell them that the money that you are paying is being used for the development of the nation. So it's more like an education program as well. So, and they have been proven very effective in certain places. So This was certain few things that we have taken up, and parallelly, as a assessing officer, you can conduct survey operations also, which are different from search and seizure.
किस टाइप के सर्वे हैं ये?
So I'll distinguish between the two. Search and seizure operations can only be conducted by the investigation
wing.
Here you can enter someone's residential premise as well. You can seize cash and anything. Survey is a limited sort of action where you can only go to someone's business premises and cannot seize their cash. So you can say it's a toned down version of search and seizure operation. So that are also being conducted. I have conducted some as an assessing officer.
So as an assessing officer, you have the power to do survey, but not search and seizure.
Not search and seizure.
But that will be by the investigation
division.
Okay.
So those also I conducted. So a typical day would be like largely you will be busy with assessment. With the files, you will be having hearing. SSC, the representatives of SSC will come. But obviously, throughout the day, there will obviously there is also another part that is grievance redressal. So grievance redressal is also taken up by the assessing officer. So 20% of the time, or depending on the if some litigation is of higher importance, then maybe some days are spent entirely on that. But overall, in a year, 20 to 30% time is spent in non-assessment works, which are preparing scrutiny report for litigation, conducting preparing and conducting survey reports, monitoring tax collections, and then what I mentioned, monitoring tax collection, and then
outreach programs,
and likewise.
Understood.